So in today's video, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to actually use your digital clip art to insert them into the top trending digital products so you can start making income today. Or maybe you just want to utilize this for your own personal designs as well. So AI creatives, stay tuned, stay tapped in. You know, I give you the best tips and tricks, no gatekeeping here. And we are going to go over how this beauty here is now inside of this digital invitation. But guess what? It could also be printed out as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and head over to ChatGPT, chatgpt.com. And yes, I am on the paid version. So I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 paid version. And when you go inside, what you want to do is you want to go to explore GPTs and you want to search for DALL-E. And that is going to allow you to go into the DALL-E space. You're going to click here and click in this pencil. And now we're going to write this prompt. So this here is considered a prompt. And all a prompt is just simply text that you input into ChatGPT so you can illustrate images such as this. So go ahead and copy this prompt. I'll also leave it below so you can have the prompt to utilize. In today's video, we're going to go over how we created these images and how we got them to this invitation here. And we're going to do that step by step. So if you take this prompt, and I'm just going to copy and paste it, but the main thing is that you want to make sure you're describing exactly what it is that you want to come out for an image. So because I'm going with a nice infant tutu theme birthday party, and we're going to go with green because a lot of times we see tutus in pink. So just to stand out on the market, we're going to go with green. And inside of here, you can see that I'm telling the complexion that I want it to be. I'm telling the way I wanted the hair to be. We wanted to have a crown or tiara on the head. We want the baby to be dressed in a infant fluffy green tutu and in a crawling pose or position. So I'm just going to copy it down here. And when I copy it here, we are going to be able to automate it. All right, that's what I call it. It's automation. I mean, the ChatGPT works for us. And we're going to wait for it to come up with an illustration. So very, very nice, very beautiful. I love it. So in order to save these designs, you're going to hit this down arrow. And as you hit the down arrow, it's going to go into your downloads. And when it goes into your downloads folder, you're going to be able to bring it inside of Canva. So we're going to go to the home page of canva.com. And then we're going to go to custom size. So because this is an invitation, we're going to do 5 by 7 inches. But the first thing you want to do is make sure you go over units and you want to make sure it's on inches. And you're just going to simply type in 5 by 7. And this is going to give you the portrait size of an invitation. And the cool thing is Canva even lets you know what size the invitations are in and what are common invitation sizes. So if you want to do a 4 by 6, whatever size you want to do, you're going to go here to customize the size. So again, you'll customize the size here. And now we'll end up here. So we're going to start from a blank sheet because I'm going to show you how to do this. It's really, really fast. It's not going to take long at all. And that's what we're going to do. So the first thing that I want to do is, in order to get this background here, we're going to go inside of elements and we're going to type in grid. So we'll type in photo grid. And you'll see a bunch of frames. This is where you could drag in images and pictures inside. And we're going to look for the 2 frames similar to this. So, and then sometimes if you just type in grid, it'll show up like other different things as well. But we want to make sure we're under frames. So that's what we want. And we want this frame here. So this frame is the 2 side by side. And what I've been able to do is I've been able to actually go into Creative Fabrica, which the link is down below. And that is how I was able to get the digital paper. So we're going to go to uploads and we're going to look at the digital paper that I was able to upload. And you upload the digital paper the same way you would upload your actual images, which will show. So you'll go to upload files, and wherever your photo file, that photo that we just saved is at on your computer, you'll click here, upload files, and you'll upload it and it'll go right into your photo library. So again, you could use sites like Creative Fabrica. You could use the sites here, and you could find like backgrounds. So you could type in like green background inside of Canva, and just be aware that inside of here, the pro version, anything with a crown means you have to have the paid version, which is, if you round up, about $13 a month. Very inexpensive, but definitely worth it. You also have a pattern AI tool, which if you want to see more videos on how to use the pattern AI tool inside of Canva, let me know. But here is where you'll go, and you could use some backgrounds inside of here as well, or you could go into places like Creative Fabrica to use their backgrounds. So these are what you call images, and that is what you'll use to go inside of this grid here, this photo grid, because images is what you are going to use to drag inside of here. So now that we've determined that that is how you could bring in your own images, you could simply just go ahead and you could drag in different backgrounds inside of this. Super, super easy, right? Super easy to drag in. And the reason why I have the two is because I want two different backgrounds in one, but I want it to be even and I don't want it to really move. So I like to use the photo grid in order to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to use the digital paper that I already brought from Creative Fabrica, and I'm going to use this. So I want to use this background, and I want to use the polka dot. So now that is inside. The next thing you want to do is go back to elements, and you want to go to shapes. So here is the shape, and whenever you click on the three dots, it'll tell you what the shape is. It'll tell you if it's free, which you can see here, it's free. And it'll tell you what the licensing is used for inside of Canva and what you could use it for. So we're going to go to shapes here. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because I'm going to just drag it out from the corners because that's what I love to do. Oh, and one thing you want to do is you want to go to file, you want to go to settings, and you want to add in the print bleed because you don't want to go outside of the print bleed because it'll be cut off if you actually decide to print out your design. But remember, this is a digital product, so you could go ahead and I'm going to show you how you actually send it over to your customers as you finish the design. And because I've gotten a lot of requests on what you can actually do with the digital products, this is a great way to utilize your images. So as you can see, the shape is green, but that's no worries. If you type in this, if you click over this circle, you will change it to whatever color you want. So in this case, we're going to change it to white, which is the FFF. So now we're going to have the white inside of here. Now we can add like a outline and a bunch of different things, but we'll save that for the end. Now the next thing is we're going to have to start creating the font. So a great way to find font is to go into the text, and you could type in child's font, right? Or you could type in children's font, and you could see a bunch of different children's font, one little font, children one. There's a bunch of different fonts inside of here, and you can actually utilize these fonts to create your invitation. All right. So you can absolutely do this. So you want to have like two different fonts, and you could just kind of test them out to see if they go together, like, and see how they look, with each other. So, and don't worry, you could always change the font, the time, the date, anything that you want, you could always change that. So what I love to do is I love to start with just writing the names and different things. So as you can see here, we have some different elements. This is what we call elements. on the page, but I just want to get the text in the page first. So again, I like to have two. In this case, we have Allura, we have serve display, and we have again serve display. So I love to just keep two fonts, and then Allura is the name, but we're gonna go ahead and just use this font. So we'll go ahead and just put in all the text. And then we'll do happy font. All right. So we'll type in the same thing. So twirl into the magical day. So twirl into the magical day. And we'll do that. And we're just going to make it bigger because that's what we want to do. And then I like to close in. And then in order to fix the spacing, you could go to spacing here and we'll fix the line spacing so it could go in closer together. And we'll go ahead and do that. So now we have the spacing. So you're just going to go ahead and put everything you need into the invitation. And we want this to be like a whimsical theme, like fairy tale. So you could also search the font for, different types of like usage for whimsical. We could search it for fairy, right? Let me go to text, like fairy font, and just different things. And again, you could utilize that resource, which I will leave below, Creative Fabrica, to search for different types of theme font that actually go with the theme inside of it. So now we have your actual kind of highlight of what the invitation is going to be about. And now we just need to get the rest of the details in, right? So it's going to be the first birthday. We need to have the date, the city and the state, and the RSVP. So just duplicate if you click this button. And we'll have that. And then we're going to add in another shape. And this is where the date is going to be added in. And again, we could just duplicate this, and I'm just going to make up a day. All right, so now we're just fixing the invitation and we're just adding everything we want on it. And then we're going to do the RSVP. And then we're going to go ahead and put the number in. All right, and we have a phone number. So I always like to just put the placeholders kind of in place of where I want them to be. And now you're just like kind of resizing. So we're going to use the happy font for here because again, we want to change up, but I want this to be capital. So if you go to see more and you hit the uppercase, it'll make it uppercase. And again, if you don't like the font parent, we could always change it. But this is where we're at so far. So now you have kind of all the important details, and then we just need the city, state, and all of that information. So we'll do city, state, and then we have zip code and then address. And we could just make up an address. So let's just anywhere street. We could abbreviate it. So you could make it like whatever you want. So that's what we have so far. And then we have some space on here. So what we want to do is start making the words. Uh-oh. And another thing is while you're writing, you want to lock this shape in place because it's nicely centered, and you know it's centered when you see this little cross in the middle with the purple, and we're just gonna lock it. So what I'm gonna do is double click on the shape, and then we'll just lock the shape so that way we don't have to worry about it moving. You could click the three dots and we're gonna click lock, and that way it won't move. So now we could just freely move this around without it moving, and we can unlock it once it's finished. So also to group things together, you could just highlight over it or hit shift, and we're going to move down. We're going to move this a little bit down. And now we're just going to fix this design. Like I'm going to add some color, like how you see here, like the highlights, the different colors, and we'll do that. So we'll go in here and we'll add in, we'll change the color. All right. So now we're just going in, and then we could just change all the colors. So just look at how I did that. So when I go in, I'm a backspace again. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit the A, and I'm going to hit this color here, and then I'm going to hit change all. And now it'll change all the colors. And if you want to bring the color back, obviously the color black, you definitely want to do that. So we're going to go to effects because we want to add different effects, and you have different type of outlines that you could add. You have the hollow, you have the shadow, you have the lift, a bunch of different stuff. So we're going to go with the shadow, and then we're going to change the color in the background. So we could give it a nice shadow so we can actually see it. And then we could also bring up, right? So you could bring up the blur, the transparency. So look, this is how you bring it up so you can see it more. And you could do a lot of different things for the shadow. So we're just almost making it very similar. So we're just changing the colors and just making it pop out right where we can. So I like the white text inside of the green. And then also we could change the shape. So in order to change the shape here, instead of it being like a square, we could just round the corners. Very simple to do. And you'll just click on corner rounding and you'll drag this up. And then we could also change, obviously, the effects here. We could do a shadow. We could do a lift. We could do a bunch of different things, or we could make it none. So we are going to change this to the same color as the background. And we'll change that color. So as we're changing the color to this, we'll keep that here. And then I just want to fix the line spacing here. We're going to ungroup this. And then we'll keep the line spacing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add in that shape to the box. And I'm going to take this, unlock this, right? So right now, the whole thing is locked. And now we're going to right click on it and we are able to unlock it. So what I want to do is I want to change the color. So the border style, when you highlight over it, we'll change the color to it. And we want to change it over, and you could change the line. You could change the border color. So we'll make it, not the inside. We'll change the border. Oh, and we could also change the border weight to it as well. So let's just, it's already black, which is the color I wanted. So we're just going to change the border weight to it to a 1, which is perfect. And remember, this line is just the print bleed, which will go away. But we could also round this if we wanted to too. So again, we could kind of round that inside of here. But now we have all the text and different things we need. And now we just need to put our elements in our actual digital clip art inside. So we have different designs inside of here. So I want to just show you the 2 new designs that we brought in. So here is one that we do have that we just created. And the great thing is that you could flip these, you could mirror these designs. So as you highlight over it, you could flip it, and you could flip it horizontal, which is super cool. And then you want to remove the background, which is great because inside of the pro version, you could just remove it. For the free version, you have to use a removal background, which they have a ton of them on Google. So Remove BG is one of them. I think it's removebg.com. You could go there. And what I like to do is I like to make it big enough for it to make sense, but I also like to keep it inside of the print bleed, which is why I keep it on. Because if not, the hands and the foot will be cut off. So we will just move it over a little bit. And just move it over just a tad bit. Okay, so now we have this image, which is a new image that we use creating ChatGPT. Remember, the first one I decided to use this one. You could use really any of these though, but I decided to use this one, and because I think it looks really, really good, and it goes with the card. Invitation, I should say. And now we're gonna go inside of elements and we'll look for like magical wands. So we'll type in like magical wands because we wanted to give the fairy. And here is a magical wand, and here is another graphic. It's like a hand drawn magic wand. So we'll have that, and notice that it's coming up in the color pink. But the great thing is when you click on it, you can actually change the color. So we're going to change it. And let me bring your attention to this. The cool thing about Canva is it picks up the color photos inside of it. So you could make it the same colors as the images. So it picks up the images, which is awesome. So we could go ahead and make it the same color, and we'll just move it up. So that way it makes sense. And we can rotate it. We could do a bunch of stuff. So we're going to rotate this a little bit using this button here. And we could rotate it whichever way we want it to work. So now we're rotating that. We'll move this down some. And now we'll also bring in a magic wand. Now we have a bunch of different magic wands. So you could bring in this one. But you can't change the colors. Well, you actually can, which I'll show you how. So if we wanted to use this one and you want to put it inside of like her hand, we can. So let me show you how you can change kind of the color to this. So because this is an image, you could go ahead and go to edit. And this is for the Canva Pro version. And you could go to dual tone. So when you go to dual tone, you can actually change the color of the actual wand, and you could put in the custom colors. Like here you could change the color of the shadows, which is great. So you could change a bunch of different things. Like you could change the shadow to be a different color. So if you wanted to change it, obviously I wouldn't change it to that green color because it just kind of clashes and I don't like it. So I would probably use something else, or you could use ChatGPT to create your own line. So these here don't change colors, so you wouldn't use that. So I would use something like this because you could change the colors, as you can see here at the top. And I would bring this down and we'll zoom in. So that way we can see closely because we want to make it appear as if it's in the middle of the hand. And then we're going to just change the colors. So we're going to change the colors. So we'll change the color of the wand. Well, let's actually keep that kind of like the yellow. So we'll bring that back. So we'll keep that at the yellow. We'll change the handle to make it green. And we're going to go here, make this green. And then we'll kind of keep those the same. You can use like a yellow color because I do like the effect of the yellow. And now when you click on it, you want to position it and you want to bring it to the front. So now that it's over the words. And we're going to end up moving up the RSVP. And we're going to shrink this to make it smaller. So everything is adjustable. And we're making it right in the hand. And then we're just going to make this a little bit smaller. And now it's just all about adjusting the words. And then we're going to actually bring this spacing. So again, we're going to go to spacing and we're going to make the letters, we're going to bring them in a little bit closer so it's not as spaced out. And now this is what we're going to do. And now we have the actual digital invitation done. I don't even know if October the 5th, I don't know if that's the right date, but y'all make sure that whatever the date is, the Saturday that y'all added in, but this will be editable. So I'm going to show you how to make it editable, but this is how you would use your designs for your clip art. And again, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. And the great thing is you can hold the shift key down and you could group this together. So that way, once you get it perfect, you could just go ahead and move it together. So this looks really good. So now what I want to do is I could take off the print bleed. So I could go to settings and I could uncheck the print bleed. And now you can see everything here, all the print bleed, everything is off, everything is inside. And now we just look at it. We look at it and this is wonderful. And we could change the colors. We could do whatever it is that we want, but everything is inside, as you can see from the bottom. And this is just clicking through to make, like looking at the different changes that you could use to make. But you would just check in and to make sure everything looks good. And basically all a person would need to do is come inside of Canva and they can make their own changes. Just note that if you are using any Canva Pro elements, that the person that you're sharing the invitation with, the digital file, which I'm going to show you how to do now, they need to actually have the Canva Pro version. So you want to make sure that you're using elements that are free. And what you'll do is you'll go here to filter and you'll go to free, or you'll just use ChatGPT to create all your images and you'll upload them inside. So that way you don't have to worry about people when they come in, if they can utilize your design. But all of these are free, which you could use, and you could change the colors. So you could actually move those in. So that way you don't ever have to worry about customers not being able to utilize the elements inside, because they will complain if you're using Pro features and they have a free version of Canva, because they won't be able to utilize these elements such as this wand here and this wand here without actually having to pay. So the way that you will share this with your customers, you'll go to share. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to click on template link. When you click on template link, this is the link that you'll use, and you'll click create template link and you'll create copy. Now, once you share this, they'll be able to actually go in and make edits to the design, because obviously they'll want to change the name, the date, and whatever else they want to change it to, they can. But the template is already done. You have the beautiful clip art inside for them. And that is how you actually use your own digital clip art illustrations to make other actual digital products that go together. And invitations are some of the most top requested digital products for a very long time. And as you know, kids' birthday parties are super huge and major milestones. So people are looking for invitations every single day. If you go on sites such as Etsy, on Pinterest, on Google, you'll see that there are invitations that are being sold every single day in the world. So this is something that you can incorporate your digital products into. And this is how you create 2 top digital products in one design. So thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. If you like this video, let me know. Share it out to the rest of the individuals that you know that want to make extra passive income. And don't forget to sign up for our free masterclasses that we do in the link below every other Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can learn more information on how to build your own digital product online business utilizing the methods that we teach inside of our masterclass. So thank you all. Don't forget, again, share, comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see below in the comments.